So guys, once again, welcome back to my channel, and this is our episode number 3. In the episode number 3, we will configure our aggregation switch for the connectivity of BE6000, and we will discuss about some basic or recommended configuration which is required on your switch level when you are preparing your network connectivity for any device. Either it is a BE6000 server, either you are connecting physical servers, virtual server, even you are connecting some firewall with your switch. So it is came under the best practice and recommended one. So in this episode, I will prepare my switch, which is right now here with me, and I will show you the list of command which is very important and result oriented on the switch level for physical connectivity. And in the next episode, which is our episode number 4, we will configure BE6000 physical connectivity, which is called CUCM, which is the management console of any physical server, and the hypervisor connectivity and configuration on the physical server. And then we will test the reachability from switch to BE6000 and from my PC to BE6000 in and out, and we will make sure that we are reachable with our physical server, so we can start the installation of Cisco Call Manager application on it. So let's start our episode number 3, which is our switch configuration. I will share my screen now. I already list down all the important and recommended commands which is required and which I am going to deploy on this switch. This list of commands is available in the description of this episode number 3, and you can take it from the description, and also copy in your switch level. Either it is core, either it is aggregation, either it is access. It is universe command to configure on all the Cisco switches at any level. So let me share my screen and we will continue our configuration. My switch is purely new switch. It's not been configured before. So I will do the configuration from the scratch, and you will see the further things on in the next step. So this is my switch. I will make my window bit smaller, and this is the CLI commands. These are the commands which I put on the notepad, and I will keep it on one side. So the first command we will give about it is the host name. Any device in your network should have a host name, and this host name should represent your device role. Okay, for example, this is my core switch, so I will give the name so it will identify that it is a core switch. Okay, so I'll go in the configuration mode and I will write down host name. I will put the country, then I will put the description of the switch. CS stand for core switch, and I'll put it switch number 01. Okay, this is the minimum name which I define over here, and this will identify the role of my switch. Okay, the next thing I will configure the domain name. Domain name is very important to configure on the device, because some configuration is depend on the domain name. I will just show you which is the configuration dependent on domain name. So I'll put it IP domain name. This is the second command. I'll put it for now Gulf Enterprise. Okay, .com. Okay, the next command which I mentioned here, it is the IP SSH version, which is a secure shell connectivity. Normally either you have telnet or SSH. For the best practice, you always configure SSH, because it provides you some level of encryption and authentication and security on your switch level. So I will put it IP SSH version 2. Second command, I put IP SSH timeout 60 second, and IP SSH authentication retries 2. These three commands basically what you do when you do when you do SSH from the remote device to your switch, it will make a connectivity as SSH, which is secure shell connectivity, and it will not do a plain text communication. Second thing, the session will be timeout if no command will apply within 60 seconds. And third, if you make tries maximum up to 2, because if you are not the authentic person, of course you will make retries more than 2 and it will be locked in the device. Okay, so I put this one. Second thing, I'll give IP name server, which is your domain server IP. Okay, so I'll put a domain IP name server. Name server 10.10.10.10. I have 2, so I'll give 2 IP name server. Okay. The third thing, I will define about crypto key generate RSA. Okay, which is encryption, crypto key generate RSA. I'll make it enter. It's asked about how many bits. I'll make it 2048, which is the recommended one, and this is done. Okay. Now this command, which is RSA, is required the IP domain name. If I did not define IP domain name, I could not able to do the command of crypto key generate. Okay, so you have to configure this one as the best practice. The third thing, spanning tree. You people are aware that on the Cisco Catalyst level, there is a spanning tree protocol, so which block the ports if it is if it is coming it will avoid the loops. So if there is a multiple connectivity and there is a loop communication, so it will block your redundant links to the same device. So I'll put it spanning tree mode rapid. Okay, so I put this one. The third command, not the third command, the next command is the username. It is very important here that your device have a username and password, so nobody unauthorized person will access it. Now there are two types of username, one in the plain text and one with the encryption one. The first one, username admin privilege 15, password Cisco. This is normally in the plain text form, and if I put the secret keyword, this name will be hidden. Okay, so I will do the both command and I will show you something different. Please have a focus on this command. Username admin privilege 15, password I make Cisco. Okay, it give me the warning because it's in the plain text. The next command, username admin 1 privilege 15 secret 5. Okay, now I will see how it's visible for us. Show run section username. You see over here the keyword where I put the secret, it is encrypted, and here where it is not, it is as a single. So if anybody have access for some reason, he can see your username and password and he will try to get into your device. But we have a solution for this password as well. There is one more command which is written here, service password encryption. This command by default is not available on the switch, but if you put this command, it will encrypt your all password which you have configured in a plain text. Okay, so I'll put this one, service password encryption, and now I'll come back and give the same command. So guys, you see the difference. Now even this password is encrypted as well. So either it is a plain text or either it is encryption with the secret. Now both are encrypted, and this encryption is happen because of this command. Otherwise, if you see over here, when I put the command here, show run, it is showing as plain text password, but here the username is visible, but the password is encrypted. So this is the beauty of this command, which is service password encryption. Okay. So the next level, I will put the line VTY. VTY command, VTY lines are for the remote connectivity when you will do telnet remotely. So at that time, you have to configure the parameters. If you did not define VTY line, you cannot do SSH to your device. So the command I will give over here, line VTY 0 to 15. There are 15 VTY lines. These are basically virtual lines. Okay, it's not a physical line. Login, local, mean, enforcement of the username, transport, input, SSH. How the communication is transported with SSH. There are two options, telnet and SSH. Okay, you'll see over here, telnet. So we did not go with the telnet, we go with the SSH. Okay, the next command is line console. There is a console port through which I have connected with my device. So I will make this line as well as secure, but because if I did not put the credentials on this one, anyone can come and put the console on my device and get the configuration and is able to crack my device. So what I will do now, exit line console 0, logging, synchronization, login, local. Okay, now because I'm connected with the console, I will do exit. You will see over here, and now it's asking me for the username. So I have to remember the username, otherwise I could not able log in and I have to do the password recovery. So I already put the username admin, password Cisco, the two passwords. Okay, so you see now it asks for the password. So the next command is VTP, virtual trunking protocol. What is the role of this command? When you connect your multiple switches in your environment and you define the VLANs, so there are multiple mode. One is server, one is client, and one is transparent mode. So if you configure your main device with all your VLANs and it is work as a server, and another device you configure as a client, the client will take all the VLAN information sync with your parent device. Okay, so the default status for VTP is, I believe, server. So I will make it show VTP status. By default, okay, it is a transparent mode. Okay, so by default it is a transparent mode, but I can change the mode as well. VTP mode client of server transparent. Okay, in the transparent mode, it will not sync and took the VLANs. In the server mode, it will took the VLAN information. So right now it is already transparent mode. So VTP mode transparent. Okay, device may already VTP transparent for VLANs. You see, for the VLANs. So now in the transparent, if two switches are connected with each other, they will not sync the VLAN information. They will keep their own individual. So the next thing, command no IP HTTPS server or no IP HTTP secure server. Normally, when you do the browsing from your switch level, it should not go as HTTP, which is the in the plain text. It should always be HTTPS, which is very important. Okay, so I will just give this command no IP HTTP server, no IP HTTP secure server. Okay, these two commands is very important. Then there is last command, which is banner. Banner is very important. This is the notification or the warning for any person who will try to log in, and you give him the warning for finally that do not enter to this device because this device is monitoring and under authorization. Okay, so I will just put this banner moded, then this hash, and then you can put your message, and in the last you have to put this hash. So I will just copy this one and I will put over here. Sorry, I'll go in the configuration mode. My connection is held. I'll do one thing, I will close and open again. Yes, so we are back now. So we already configured the banner. I will show you. I'll just exit. You see now? Now we see the banner for this one. Okay. So I'll put it admin Cisco. So guys, we have configured all the important and recommended commands on the switch. So the next thing, I will configure immediately the VLANs. So we will prepare our BE6000 connectivity with the switch. For this one, I will just go immediately VLAN. I will make two VLAN, one VLAN 240. I'll give the name. It is very important to give the name for your VLAN, so you will know what is the purpose behind this VLAN. And then there is VLAN 160, which is for my voice. So I'll name it name voice underscore VLAN. Okay. After this one, I will create the gateway for my devices. So I'll give it interface VLAN 240, IP address 10.221.240.2. This one I'll make it no shut. Okay. Next, I will create interface VLAN 160. This is for my voice. IP address 10.221.160.2.0. So it is done now. Next thing, I will prepare the physical ports on the switch to connect with the BE6000 with my physical switch. By default, every BE6000 or most of the BE6000, it have two ports for the production, which work as active or active standby, and one port for the management of the hardware, which called CIMC. Okay, I believe you can see the images that where is the port on the back of the server. So I will prepare the ports. So I will select first two ports to connect the BE6000 server as an hypervisor, which is for the production traffic. So I will make it show run interface gigabit 101 and 102. Okay, these two commands will be connect for the production environment, and port number 3 I will connect for the management of my BE6000, which we call CIMC. Okay, so what I will do now, there are two things to configure it. Either I will configure it as an access, or I will configure it as a trunk. If you have multiple traffic on, multiple VMs you have configured on the hypervisor, then it is recommended to go as the trunk. But if you have a single VLAN, you can configure as access as well. But my recommendation is to go as a trunk. Okay. So what I will do now, I'll just go interface range gigabit 101 up to 3, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk allowed, VLAN all. Or I can give one more command, switch port trunk native VLAN 240, which is for the management. Okay. So I have configured this command. Now my servers is ready to communicate, but still one step is left. One action is pending, which is the configuration on BE6000 for the management, which is CIMC, and the IP address configure on the hypervisor, which is VMware E6i7. That will be in our next episode, which is episode number 4. On the episode number 4, I will configure the management console of CIMC and the IP address on CIMC, and we will explore the basic and recommended configuration on the BE6000 management console and the VMware hypervisor, and then we do finally ping test. On switch level, our configuration is done. Now we are ready to communicate with the switch and the BE6000. So this is our session, episode number 3. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Keep watching my channel for the next episode number 4, which is the connectivity of the configuration of BE6000 and VMware hypervisor. So guys, Thanks for watching once again. Stay tuned. Take care. Allah Hafiz.